Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in today. So you guys, I have been busy. I have been away. Life has been so busy. It's a good thing, but just been so busy, so it's taken up a lot of my time from doing YouTube videos. But thank you all for watching today, and I appreciate you all, tuning in and joining me once again in my segment of what I learned in Ghana. So this video is going to be about what I learned in Ghana about the language. Okay guys, so what I learned in Ghana about the language. Now, the language I was learning was obviously Twi is the native tongue in Ghana. But what I learned is that yes, Twi is the native language, but depending on the tribe that you are born into, depends on the type of Twi that you speak. So for example, my husband and our friends speak natively Twi Akan. Akan is the tribe of the Twi that they speak. So I learned that. I was learning Twi Akan. Before I left for Ghana, I had friends, and obviously my husband were teaching me the basics. And I was also going on YouTube and watching different YouTube videos. I will say, for those of you who are traveling for the first time to Ghana, there are tons of YouTube videos out there of Twi as a tourist, learning Twi for the first time as a traveler, and you learn the basics first, and then there's a lot of different videos on ways to communicate and different things like that, like actually to know enough to have a conversation with someone and to understand them. So that was really cool. I watched a lot of those videos before I left. Because I was really committed and interested to, like, okay, I want to know the basics, I want to know how to say hello, how are you type thing. So first, saying hi, how are you, you say hello, etisain. Etisain means basically how are you doing or how are you. And guys, let me just say before, for those of you who are Ghanaian that watch me, if I misspeak or miss something, of course, correct me in the comments, because I am learning Twi still. So I just want to put that out there. But yes, so etisain, saying hi, hello, etisain means hi, how are you? How are you doing? And then the response would be mehuye. Now, mehuye means I'm doing great or I'm doing very well. That's what because I know you can say etisain and then that person can respond eye, which means I'm fine. But I was like, okay, let's make it a little bit more. How do I say I'm doing well or I'm doing great? And you would say mehuye. Okay, so that's what I would say. And then if you want to say I'm doing very well, you'll say mehuye pa. Now, pa means more or a lot. Depending on how you use it in the conversation depends on what it means, but pa typically means a lot. So yeah, I would say mehuye pa. And guys, one of the things too that I learned, I loved being in Ghana, of course, as you all know, but one of the things I love so much is listening to a Ghanaian speak Twi fluently and naturally, and listening to the accent, listening to how to pronounce the words, because I learned that Twi is not a difficult language. Truly, it's not language. I mean, it's not difficult, but it's the matter of pronouncing it properly and the sound, getting the sound effect of what you're speaking, properly. So that is how I was able to practice my accent with it, because like for example with pa, when I was first learning tree, I was saying pa, pa. And okay, that's okay. Like, you're a foreigner, you're newly learning tree. You're gonna, when you're in the beginning of learning it's gonna take time for you to get the accent down, of course, because I'm still learning, obviously. But when we were in, like, for example, we were in the grocery store and I was hearing my friend Ernest and my husband, they were speaking, and obviously they were speaking tree. So I heard Ernest say pa in a certain way, like it was, like the way he was saying it. So I asked my husband, I was like, okay, so I was saying like pa, but no, it's like pa. It's a certain way you say it, it's like you have to get the sound right in your throat and like say it in a certain way. But you guys, it was really cool because I appreciated being in the room with Ghanaians when they're all talking and one's talking to another and they're having a real conversation. So most of the time when I was in the room, like, obviously I didn't know everything that was being spoken, but I was able to really study and listen in to what they were saying because I was able to get the accent down. And for example, like I said, Tree is not a difficult language. It's the pronunciation mostly of what I learned. And most of the time, if you're in the room and people are speaking Tree, if you study close enough and you just sit quietly and really listen to the dialogue, you will understand the concept of the conversation. Like, you may not know word for word what is being said, like word for word verbatim, but you will get a concept of like, oh, okay, so I get an idea of like, this is what they're talking about. Like, I was able to pick up on those type of things. So like I said, word for word, I probably didn't know what they were saying, but I was able to get the concept of what they were saying. And then later on, when I'd ask my husband and friends, like, okay, so this is what I picked up, like, this is what the conversation was about. And they're like, yeah, that's, that's what we were talking about. So that was really cool to, learn that side. Yeah, and like I said, also, I learned that there's different types of tree. There's different types of tree. Like, Akan is the native tribe that my husband is grown up in, so that's what he speaks tree in that way. But there's different types because we were actually on the way we were coming back from Abri Garden. So we were kind of on the roadside a little bit. People were selling food and things like that. So we were waiting on the roadside and I heard this lady speaking tree. So I was asking my husband, like, okay, what is she saying? Like, and he was like, well, I have an idea. I know kind of what she's saying. I know a little bit of what she's saying, but for the most part, she speaks a different kind of tree. So I don't know everything about what she's saying. So that was really interesting, and that's when I learned, like, oh, okay, so it's different types of tree. It's not just one. And like you said, it's based on the tribe. So that was really interesting. And guys, one of the things I will say too, like, when you're in Ghana, and that's why I say, for one, before you go, learn the basics of tree. Learn the basics, because the way you get to practice is by speaking to the natives and basic stuff like that. Like, that's how you can practice. And like, for example, when I say practice, like, we were taking Uber or taking Bolt at times, when we're trying to go to certain places. So after we would pay the driver for the car service, I would take it upon myself to be like, Madasi, and Madasi means thank you. So I would practice saying Madase or Madase Pa, which means thank you very much. And they would say Miso Madase, which also means thank you also. So, and when I would do that, they actually liked that. They smiled, they embraced it. They were like, wow, you know, you're trying to learn. That's really good. And, you know, they're not gonna, they'll laugh and smile, not in a negative way, but they'll laugh and smile as a way where they're happy and excited, like, wow, you know, you're learning, you want to learn, you're interested to learn. So that's really good. Like, they actually appreciate that. So that was really cool. Yeah, Ghanaians, they embrace you. They embrace you, especially if they see that you're really trying to learn and embracing their culture. They're gonna embrace you and be happy about like you learning. So that was really cool. So yeah, I would say if you have an interest to learn Tree, I would say definitely learn the basics. Go on YouTube, you know, and there's plenty of people on YouTube teaching Tree. And yeah, it was really fun, you guys. I had so much fun. Another different types of words I learned was mate. Because I was hearing my husband talk with his friends a lot and stuff, and he keeps saying mate, mate. And it was like a deep conversation. So I asked him, okay, you keep saying mate, mate every time he is saying something. He's like, well, mate means like I hear you, or kind of like I understand. Like, so in the US, if someone's telling us something serious or talking to us or trying to explain something, we would say, oh, okay, I understand. Or, oh, okay, I hear you. Or, oh, okay, I got it. In G, it's like mate, mate, you know, saying mate means, okay, I understand, or okay, I hear you. So that was, you know, something else I learned. And Akwaba obviously means welcome, like welcome, you know, we embrace you. So you guys, I learned a lot of different things, and you all, this is my first time learning a new language. Obviously, English is my first and only language that I know. So for those of you out there who are new to learning a new language, or are fluent in another language, but that wasn't your first language, like maybe English was your first language and then you took time and you've learned a new language, like you can kind of relate to me in the sense that it's a little challenging, obviously, because you've never learned this language and you're taking on a new language to learn. It's exciting and it's fun, but it is challenging too. And it's something that you have to daily put into. Like, if you're trying to learn a new language, it's not like you can just learn for a week and then take a week off and then learn again. Like, I learned it's a daily routine that you have to create and practice and study to learn. And a lot of times it's just basically the repetition. So you hear it, you keep hearing the same thing over, you repeat it, you know, yourself, and then you hear it again. And you know, it's repetition. You have to be repetitive in your hearing it and speaking it. Of course, if you know Ghanaians, they will be more than happy to teach you, you know, and that's good as well, because they will be patient with you and really take time to like teach you and everything. So that's also very good to have that. And yeah, you guys, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, you know that. And I really took it upon myself to study the accent and the pronunciation of the wording, because that's really what Tree is about. It's not difficult. It's just really getting the word pronunciation right and really getting that sound effect of the word proper, the way that a native would speak it. So that was really cool. And guys, there's plenty of people out there who are maybe not be born and raised Ghanaian, but can speak Tree fluently. Like, I know I've heard of a few people, like, you know, either they live in Ghana now or they've worked in Ghana for years and they now, you know, live there and they know Tree fluently and they're not born and raised Ghanaian. So that's you know, inspiring to hear stories like that, because, you know, yeah, I definitely can learn it, you know. So yeah, you guys, it was really fun. It was really cool. I had such a good time. And you know, like I said, my husband's teaching me. I'm learning every day. I'm learning Tree. I'm learning, you know, how to have a conversation and to understand and different things like that. So like I said, it takes time because it is a new language and it's my first new language to learn. You know, and yeah, so, but I had a blast. And yes, you guys, so like I said, it's been a very busy week for me, but I'm doing really well. I hope you all are doing great. Thank you so much for watching this video. I believe this is the ending segment of what I learned in Ghana. I want to share more, but what if you guys let me know a little bit of what you would like to see about my experience? Like, if you have a particular question about, if you want to know different things that I learned or different things that I, you know, did and different things like that, just give me a question and I can make like a short video about it to answer that question. I think that would be fun because I want to know what you guys would like to see and what you guys would like to hear about. Like I said, obviously I am going back next year, and of course I'm going to film my second time there, so that's exciting. But I definitely want to know a little bit more about what you guys would like to see or hear. So yeah, definitely I'll be watching the comments and reading them, of course. And so just stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night and weekend and rest of your week. I appreciate each and every one of you for staying on this journey and following the journey with me, and just, you know, being interested in what I want to talk about and stuff like that. Yeah, so I appreciate you all, and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.